Okay, this is my second video on fractions, and we are going to multiply and divide fractions. So our first thing will be multiplying fractions. And we have a rule for that. It's A over B times C over D is equal to AC over BD. That's our rule. And so let's take an example. Let's say we want to multiply 3/5 times 6, 12, 13, 15, 11ths. And so our rule says to multiply 3 by 6 and you get 18, and multiply 5 by 11 and get 55. Does this reduce? Well, no, because the 3 is composed of just 3. This is the second time I did this video. I had a problem with the first one, and I had a 6 here. So that's not a 6 this time. I just make them up as I go. Alright, so 3 is just a 3. The 6 breaks down as to 2 and 3. The 5 is prime, and the 11 is prime. So we have 2, 3, and 3 on the top. No 2's, no 3's on the bottom. That's why this is reduced. And let's do one that does reduce. Let's say we have 3/10 times 6 go on a 3 there. Well, let's just say 21. So we can have a couple of reductions here. A 3 goes into 6 3 times, and a 3 goes into 21 7 times. And then I only have a 3 and a 3, a 10 and a 7. 3 goes into 6 2 times, not 3 times. So that's a 2. And then 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So then we have just 3 on the top now, and 5 times 7 is 35. If we didn't reduce it first, then it would be 3/10 times 6 over 21. And we would get 18 over 210. And then we'd have to try to reduce this 18 over 210. So I observe that a 3 will go in and a 2 will go in. So a 6 goes into both. How do I see the 3? If you add the digits, 1 plus 8 is 9. If your final answer is a multiple of 3, then the whole number is a multiple of 3. So 3 will go in. And 3 will go into here because 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 0 is still 3. Of course, 3 goes into 3. That means 3 will go into 210. And this number here is divisible by 2 because 8 is divisible by 2. And the last digit here is 0, which is a divisible by 2 number also. So since 3 will go into both and 2 will go into both, that means 6 will go into both. So if I divide 18 by 6, 6 goes into 18 3 times. So there's a 3, which matches what we had up here. And 210 divided by 6, 210 and 6. So 6 goes into 21. 6 does not go into 2. 6 will go into 21 3 times, which is 18. Remainder 3. Bring down the 0. 6 goes into 35 times. 30, 0. So we have 3 over 35. We put the answers that we develop up here, called the quotient, in the 2 spots here. So you can see we got the same answer, 3/35. So that's multiplying fractions. Next, we will divide fractions. So how will we do that? Well, dividing fractions. Okay, so dividing fractions. We have a rule, of course, for everything. And this rule I'm going to show you is called the complex fraction rule. And the complex fraction rule goes A over B over C over D is equal to A over B divided by C over D. What does the big fraction bar here mean? It means division. And these two fraction bars also mean division. So this fraction bar is showing up right there as a division. And the two fractions are the same, A over B and C over D. Then the rule says the next step is to copy down the first fraction, and we could change the division to multiplication if we flip the second number over. So we call this invert and multiply. Or sometimes we'll say, if you divide by a fraction, you multiply by its reciprocal. And so, if we change the 1, then we have to flip the other guy over. So, you have to do both. Then, we have AD for multiplying fractions, and BC. So, this is a straight multiplication rule that I just showed you at this stage. So, now let's take an example. Suppose we have 2/3 divided by 5/9. Can you see that? Yes. So this will equal 2/3 divided by 5/9, which is 2/3 times, and we flip the second guy over, 9/5. Now observe to cancel beforehand. A 3 will go in once, a 3 will go in 3 times. So then we have 2 times 3 for multiplying 6, and 1 times 5 is 5. This is an improper fraction. Some teachers would like you to express this as a mixed number. This is reduced because there's no common factors, but it's not, because it is an improper fraction, we could express this as a mixed number. So it's 1 and 1/5. How do I know that? Because if I do the long division, 5 goes into 6. 5 goes into 6 one time, and 5 times 1 is 5. Remainder 1. So we put the 1 over the divisor, and that's how we construct a mixed number from an improper fraction. So this 1 and 1/5 is the answer. And so there's how you can divide fractions. Observe the reduction along the way. Otherwise you would have had 2 times 9 is 18 divided by 3 times 5 is 15. So you would have had 18 over 15 at this stage. Then you could have taken out a 3, which wouldn't have been hard to see, and then you could have reduced it. So if you reduce beforehand, it makes the number smaller and easier to do. And that concludes the second video for multiplying and dividing fractions. I will continue to make videos because I want to do a whole lot of videos. I'm supporting a book. I guess I'll spend another minute and show you my book. This book is called Points, Lines, and Conic Sections. And this book, of course, is written by Tony Berard. And this book is available on Amazon.com. So if you go to Amazon.com and you type in my name and points, lines, and conic sections, of course you'll find it. And please support me by purchasing my book. If you don't like math that much yourself, maybe you know someone who does. And you can get it for them. It would be a great gift. Christmas is coming up. And thank you for your support. Have a great day.